Hello students, let's continue our chapter 10, Sermon at Benares. Yes, the other day we studied in the chapter that Kissa Gautami, who has lost her only son and is not able to accept the death, the inevitable fact that her son is no more, is able to accept and goes to different people asking for him a cure or asking him to bring back. Yes, students, let's continue the chapter. Now she has gone to Gautam Buddha and she's asking, as she has been asked by Gautam Buddha, when she is asking for the life to be brought back for her son, Gautam Buddha is asking for what? A handful of mustard seed. And then the girl is promising to get it. That is Kissa Gautami. And what? The mustard seed should be brought from the house where no one has lost a child, husband, parent, or a friend. So let's continue. Please take your page number 134. Page 134. Okay, let's come over here. Poor Kissa Gautami now went from house to house, and the people pitied her and said, "Here is mustard seed, take it." But when she asked, "Did a son or daughter, a father or mother die in your family?" they answered her, "Alas, the living are few, but the dead are many." What did they say? They said, "Living are few, but the dead are many." Do not remind us of our depressed grief. It was a deep sorrow which we cannot forget, so don't remind us of that. And there was no house, but some beloved one had died in it. What? So there was not a single house where the people had not lost anyone of their beloved. Either a son or a father or a mother, somebody or the other beloved person had lost from that family, and so she couldn't collect the mustard seed. Kissa Gautami became very weary and hopeless and sat down at the wayside watching the lights of the city as they flickered up and were extinguished again. So students, what is the meaning of flickered? One second, students. What is the meaning of flickered? Is there the meaning given there? No. So write the meaning of flickered, students. Lighting deeply or lighted dimly. It was not very much bright. It flickers, sometimes lights flicker, and so they flicked up and were extinguished again. They flickered up and extinguished. Extinguish is what, students? Put out. They were put off. Candles sometimes we put off. Okay? And last, the darkness of the night reigned everywhere. So what is that? The darkness reigned everywhere. There was everywhere darkness. Okay? Grief, the meaning of grief or desolation is sorrow. And she considered the fate of man. Here, the fortune of a man, that their lives flicker up and are extinguished again. And she thought to herself, "How selfish am I in my grief? Death is common to all. Yet in this valley of desolation, there is a path that leads him to immortality who has surrendered all selfishness." So what is that? She realizes that how selfish I have been. I'm not ready to depart from my son. But there is not a single family that they have not lost their beloved one. Somebody or the other has lost their either son, mother, father, husband. But I am selfish, I am not able to. And that is common to all. Everyone is going to die. And yet in this valley of desolation, that this valley of sorrow, there is a path that leads him to immortality. See, students, what we say, once a person goes to heaven or the person is dying, he goes to eternal life. He is not going to die again. Okay? who has surrendered all selfishness. So once I have given all the selfishness, what is there? I have been selfish. The Buddha said, the life of mortals in this world is trouble and brief and combined with pain. For there, change the page. What is the meaning of mortals? Those bound to die. So what Buddha said, the life of mortals, those who are about to die, in this world is trouble and brief and combined with pain. There is a lot of pain. For there, let's see, for there is not any means by which those that have been born can avoid dying. There are no people who can, those who are born can avoid of dying. After reaching old age, there is death. Of such a nature are living beings. Of such a nature are living beings. So we are living beings. The one who is born, who is living, is going to die. As ripe fruits are early in danger of falling, so mortals when born are always in danger of death. So what? Just as a ripe fruit, the moment the fruit is ripe, we go and pluck, we cut and we eat. So it is in danger of falling. Okay, once it is ripe, sometimes automatically if you do not pluck, it does fall. It does fall down. And so similarly, the life of the people, those who are born, mortal people, who are meant to die, we are bound to die. We are going to die. The danger of death, we are going to today or tomorrow. As all earthen vessels made by the potter end in being broken, so is the life of mortals. So just like the earthen vessels, just as the clay vessel, how they break from which the potters make, how do they break? Similarly, the life of the mortals is both young and adult, both those who are fools and those who are wise, all fall into the power of death. All are subject to death. Everybody is going to die, whether you are fool or dead, rich or poor, weak, wise, whatever you are, all are going to die. You all are subjected to death. Of those who overcome by death depart from life. A father cannot save his son, nor kinsmen their relations. Mark. While relatives are looking on and lamenting deeply, one by one, mortals are carried off like an ox that is led to the slaughter. So the world is afflicted with death and decay. Therefore, the wise do not grieve, knowing the terms of the world. So what is the student? So well it is said, see, of those who overcome by death depart from life. A father cannot save his son nor kinsman their relations. Nobody can. Even the father has so much of money, when in front of death, all of us have to surrender. We can do nothing. And so therefore, what is that? A father cannot save his son nor kinsman, your relatives, your relations. Nobody. Mark. While relatives are looking on and lamenting, as the people are looking, your relatives are looking, and they are crying deeply. One by one, mortals, those who are dying, are carried off from that family or their relatives like an ox that is led to the slaughter. You know how, no? The slaughter is being taken to kill and all, no? So what they are saying, like an ox taken to the slaughter. So what is that? So the world is afflicted with death and decay. What is the meaning of afflicted with? Affected by suffering, disease or pain. Therefore, the wise do not grieve, knowing the terms of the world. So the wise people, those who know the terms of the world, person who is born has to die, and so they will not, they accept the death as a part of life, and they know what steps, okay, they will cry, they will mourn, but not as much as Kisa Gautami. Not from weeping, nor from grieving will anyone obtain peace of mind. By weeping, by grieving, by crying so much, you are not going to gain anything. You are not going to you are not going to obtain peace of mind. On the contrary, his pain will be the greater and his body will suffer. So his pain will be greater, his pain will be more, and his body will suffer. The more you think of your sorrow, all the time you concentrate on sorrow, you will suffer a lot. He will make himself sick and pale, yet the dead are not saved by his lamentation. And so what will happen? You will become sick, you will fall sick, you will become pale, you will not have proper hemoglobin, and as you will not be eating properly, And yet the dead are not going to be saved. The dead are not going to come back by your crying, by your lamenting, by your lamentation, by your lamenting. He who seeks peace should draw out the arrow of lamentation and complaint and grief. He who seeks peace should draw out what? Arrow of lamentation, that's sorrow, and complaint and of grief. Okay, expression of sorrow, the lamentation, expression of sorrow. So he who seeks peace should draw out arrow of lamentation, come out of it, of complaints, of sorrow. He who has drawn out the arrow has become composed, will obtain peace of mind. Will obtain peace of mind. He who has overcome all sorrow will become free from sorrow. He who has overcome all sorrow will become free from sorrow and be blessed. He will be blessed. Once you are free from sorrow, you will start enjoying your life. You will start accepting the things as they are, and so you will be blessed. Okay, so students, over here we have finished this chapter. It's written by whom, students? It's written by Betty Renstow, and Value and Voice, a college reader, which was published in 1975. Now look at the questions. You have to complete your books. You have to write all these question answers. Here are the question answers. You have to answer them. I'm going to stop. Please do your homework. Have a good day.